Welcome to the 757 Renaissance Man Podcast. On this episode, we chop it up with Javon Callier, aka Cooking with Boy Boy. We talk about GTD and the inspiration behind it, how he met his wife in the kitchen, how his journey in the kitchen began, the seafood grilled cheese, charcoal versus gas, and much more. Let's have a conversation with Javon Callier.
GTD. What does GTD stand for? Tommy, I've asked a question. What does GTD stand for?
I answered your question. Yeah.
Man, you are in a court of law. There are a lot of people in here. We can't hear you. Your Honor, you're going to have to make them speak up. What does GTD stand for? Got the draws, okay? Yeah, he got the draws.
What's good, my people? What's good? I got a special treat today. I know I always say that, but this is something that'll definitely tease your taste buds. I'm here with my man Javon Callier, aka Cooking with Boy Boy. How you doing today, sir?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Thank you for having me. First off, how you doing?
I am awesome.
Good.
Man, so when I stumbled across you on Instagram, and I'm a big boy. I like to eat. Ain't no secret. I didn't get this way by accident. I ain't just fall on some food, my mouth open. I kind of did this to myself. So I perused the little cooking pictures on Instagram, and I came across your Gtd series.
Oh yeah.
And it really, first of all, I love the fact that you're a chef that's trying to help other people do their thing. And that's important. Some people they just want you to, get food from them and that's it. But you're trying to help other people expand their horizons, especially the fellas out there. Because you were joking, but that is a great way to GTD.
Right. Most definitely. Men, women, we both love to eat. So it's not just way to a man heart is his stomach. Way to a woman's heart is their stomach too. But,
and I think because that saying is so used that when a lady comes across a man that can cook and likes to cook, like my grandma says, a lot of times she cooked for the love of it, to put the love in it. You can tell how somebody feels about you depending on what kind of food they serve you.
Most definitely. You brought up the grandma story. That's perfect because my grandmother was that woman who loved to feed everybody when it comes to desserts, cakes and pies, to good old Sunday dinner. Like that was a big thing in my family when I was a kid, like family dinner at my great grandmother's house. Wow. So like that was passed down and trickled down generation to generation. But yeah, definitely you can feel the love when someone who's cooking with that love in the kitchen, most definitely.
So what was your inspiration for the GTD series?
So my inspiration for the GTD series was, just like you said, trying to teach men how to be comfortable in the kitchen. I wanted to hop on Valentine's Day because with COVID going on, there's not much that we could do. I know if you tried to make a reservation to your favorite restaurant, I'm sure it was booked. And if you had a plan B, I'm sure that was booked too. So I wanted to try to use that series as giving men another option, another way to feed their women, especially their old lady, that meal that they love, but showing you that it's easy. you don't have to go to that nice restaurant to do it. It's so simple in the kitchen that with these simple steps, I'll walk you through them and we'll show you how to do it.
So tell the audience what some of the dishes in that series was, because it was like what, 3 or 4 videos.
Yeah, it was 3 videos that we put out. We're definitely working on some more because we want to continue that on. But the first video we did was a simple baked salmon dish. It was a 4-wrap salmon. Make sure the salmon was moist. We did that with asparagus and mashed potatoes, just showing you how to make good mashed potatoes at home. So simple, easy. The next dish we did was the Cajun Alfredo. It was a Cajun Alfredo. Again, another simple dish. Looking at the recipe and the ingredients, you would think it was intricate because it had wine in it. Making a Alfredo sauce from scratch. Right. It had chicken, shrimp, sausage. So a lot of men, especially if they don't cook, they look at that and they're like, "Nah, I ain't trying to do that by myself, not right now." Right. But it's so easy. Like Alfredo sauce is so easy. Me and my wife talk about it all the time. Like, how can you have a cream-based sauce sitting on the shelves for that long?
For days,
like,
right.
So stuff like that, just showing how simple it is to make an Alfredo. I remember I was doing a private birthday party and I was just making Alfredo sauce from scratch. And the guy was amazed with it. I was like, okay, definitely, we love Alfredo.
Yes.
So I'm gonna show you how to make this Alfredo scratch from sauce. And the last one, which could be intimidating for some people, was the lobster tails. Just doing a broad, it was a honey white wine lobster tail. And I did that with broccolini and a rice pilaf.
Okay.
So again, things that you would hear like, nah, that sounds intimidating, but no, it's so simple. Rice pilaf is like making regular rice, nothing harder to it. So just want to do those simple things. I was supposed to do a steak one, but it's my last steak. It was a tomahawk ribeye.
Okay.
I was supposed to do that as a Gtd series with my uncle, but that didn't work out because he ain't feel too well to get on the grill. So I just did the behind the scenes work for that. But yeah, those were the 3 that we dropped for the Valentine's Day edition.
Now, is your wife a chef also?
She doesn't call herself a chef. She calls herself a home cook. That's my Renaissance woman. She does some of everything. But yeah, she cooks as well. She actually cooks majority of our meals in the house.
Shout out to the Renaissance woman.
Definitely.
Yeah, one thing I do got to give you, and one thing I admire about you from browsing your Instagram is I can feel the love that you have for your wife.
Appreciate that.
And I enjoy seeing that displayed in an honest way. So tell me the story. How did you get your wife?
So it's crazy. I actually met my wife, and I tell the backstory about me getting to cooking again, but I actually met my wife at my very first pop-up.
Okay.
So the pop-ups is what I began to really do, just to expose that I still cook, because I was supposed to do culinary from after high school, but instead I just went to business management. But long story short, my mentor, she allowed me to do pop-ups, and doing a pop-up, I'm in there getting prepped for my day, and when I was actually helping out with them as well. And I met her while helping out. So we actually met at my very first pop-up, and I was slick with it, with how I got her number. I actually got her to send me her number by sending me a playlist that she was playing. Okay. And I hyped her about her playlist like it was a fire playlist, but it was a playlist that I could have created, but just wanted to be slick and just get her number, just have small talk, just show her that I appreciate it. And I was actually very persistent with it. And I told her to this day, was actually having this conversation the other day. As long as you responded to a text, I'm responding back, just being persistent.
Right.
And we actually didn't go on our first date until 2 months after. But our first date was just like a breath of fresh air. We actually went to Waterside. We were supposed to go out to dinner, but she took her best friend out to dinner for her birthday earlier that day, so she wasn't really hungry. So we just went out Waterside and sat by the water. And we went out there around about 8 or 9 p.m. And we stayed out there until about 5 a.m. Nice. Just talking, effortlessly talking. So it was smooth. And I found a lot about herself. At that time, she was working for social services, but she actually had started her business which was kitchen therapy at the time. She started her business the January of the same year that I started my business.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's how we met. We met in the kitchen. It's a true love story.
How long have you guys been together?
We met 2017. So 2017 to this year was about 4 years.
Okay.
We've been married. This May 11th will make 2 years that we've been married.
So does she inspire you in the kitchen?
Most definitely. So my wife's background, her father side of the family is from Trinidad, and her mother is from Georgia. So it's like that Caribbean flair. You're definitely going to see it in some of my dishes, like the curry crab cake, one of my best sellers. That was inspired by her and her mommy on her father's side. We actually got that from them too. And my thing was I wanted to be big on like Creole soul food, because I actually want to bring that flair back to soul food, like bring that flair back into Black chefs. Like that's something that's always been big for me. But she's definitely been an inspiration on bringing that Caribbean flair and like just pushing me just to think outside the box. Most definitely.
So that's my next question. Do you guys do like Bill Cosby and get in the kitchen and go challenge?
Most definitely. Most definitely. We're always going to criticize each other. We're always going to say who cooks the best dish, try to have little competitions. My biggest thing is she'll never be able to see me on the grill. Grilling is like my first love. She'll never be able to see me, but she has some good grilling recipes too, though. But most definitely, anytime, like for instance, we do couples classes.
Okay.
Couples cooking classes. Of course, it was big in person, but we just started to doing them online. But anytime we do a couples class, we'll split the groups up, men with me, women with her, and the appetizers that we may be doing, who recipes better. Like one time we did a New Orleans barbecue shrimp, just to see who recipe was better. I think the first time she won, the second time I won. So
nice. So tell me your story. How did you get involved in chefing it up? You said you said you had a business background, but did you realize at first that was your first love, or you had to be knocked in the head to realize that's what you wanted to do?
So cooking was my first love since I could remember elementary school. My grandmother showed me how to make scrambled eggs. Like that was the first thing I learned how to cook. But then she'd just let me in the kitchen, help her cook breakfast, bake her cakes and things like that. I remember when I was in the 4th grade, I asked my my math teacher to ask me a question about fractions, because I knew that I wanted to be a chef and I knew that fractions were how to add measurements.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, ask me this question about fractions because I need to know this. So it started back into the 4th grade, just cooking with my grandmother. My grandma actually passed when I was in the 8th grade. So when I got into high school, they actually had a culinary program. And I told my counselor at the time that I wanted to do culinary because I wanted to be a chef. And I did the intro to culinary, and my teacher at the time saw that I was talented on simple things like following recipes. Like most kids, who don't care about cooking, they're not going to read the recipe. But she can see that I was interested and I wanted to do that and I was serious about it. So she pushed me. And then when I went into, and that was intro to culinary, then I went to culinary 1 and culinary 2, and that's like the foundational for culinary programs around the country. They use something called Pro Start. So you're learning Pro Start, and actually you can start doing competitions at that time. And that's when I met my mentor, who I didn't know was a family friend. Her name was Chef Dedra Blunt. She was my culinary teacher at Northview. And she knew that I was serious about cooking. So anytime that I could help her, I played football too, but anytime that football season wasn't going, I would help her cater like her banquets for the school and stuff like that. And it was times that she was pregnant as a teacher and she left me in charge. So I'm doing like the whole banquet order for her while she's gone, just chatting it in with her. But it's actually my senior year, I was supposed to do a competition at Tidewater Community College. That's when they actually just introduced their culinary program. It was like 2007, 2008. So they was doing competitions for you to earn scholarship money and earn scholarships to local colleges. And this is where Johnson Will had actually just left Norfolk.
Okay.
So instead of doing the competition, I was lazy. My senior year, I was lazy. Like I just got to the finish line. Like I just want to be done. She kept on telling me to write the I had to write a paper for my introduction to the to the competition. She kept telling me to write it. What are you doing? Write it. And I never wrote it. So I ended up graduating, but after I graduated, I didn't have a plan because I didn't go to college right then and there. And like I said, I was just lazy, just lazy. So I took a year off. And after I took a year off, I was like, man, I might as well just go to college and just study business management because I know I want to own a restaurant. I know I want to be around the kitchen. So if I can't cook, at least I can be around the kitchen and help create the menu or stuff like that. So after a year off, I actually started to learn. So I started to study business management at Norfolk State.
Behold the green and gold.
Behold the green and gold. Yes, sir. But I was put on academic probation my first year. And then like my third year, I was actually suspended. And again, it was my fault. I take full accountability for my actions. I was lazy. Mm-hmm. It wasn't challenging. I was the type of kid to where if it didn't challenge me, I'm not going to put forth like my best effort. Like, and I learned that because I learned that the hard way because going back to my senior year, I was in an English class and that first semester I barely passed. I passed with like a D, a 69.7 D. Mm-hmm. And then my English teacher really sat down and talked to me and she pushed me, like really challenged me. And like that second semester I passed with an A. So like I knew that I had to be challenged in order to like really push myself to
excel.
Right. So I learned that. So I was like, hey, I might as well just learn business hands-on, like build my work ethic, stop being lazy, build a work ethic, and trying to find a job to where I can move up in my business management role. So began to work 2 jobs just to get that work ethic going. Crazy, I got fired from both of those jobs like a month apart. Mm-hmm. And then I found another job like a month later, and it was a call center job. My first time ever been in a call center, but I was there for the longest job I've ever had. I was almost there for 7 years. Mm-hmm. Worked my way up. After 2 years, I moved up to become a trainer. They sent me to Texas to help open up a site, came back, moved into a team manager role. And then about 3 years after being a team manager role, I was supposed to move up into being an operations manager. And I was actually just revamped the program called ABAY, and it was like the nesting program. Mm-hmm. So I was able, with me and like 2 advisors, we created a curriculum in order to help the transition for advisors to be smooth. After working there, it was just like, I want to get back into cooking. Like, mm-hmm. I miss cooking. Like, I need to cook because during the whole time I was always throwing like big cookouts and like block parties, feeding the whole neighborhood type situations, all out of pocket, just all expenses paid, just come have a good time, chill. And most of my friends knew I could cook. Like I said, grilling was my thing. So I was trying to figure out how I could transition back into cooking because I knew the call center thing wasn't me. I wasn't going to be happy until I got back into cooking and doing my own thing. That's where I came back across my culinary teacher from high school, and we were just talking, and she was just telling me about pop-ups. Mm-hmm. And I never really heard about pop-ups, and pop-ups weren't a big thing in Virginia at the time. They were big in California and Canada, mm-hmm. and like DC and Detroit and Chicago, but not necessarily Virginia. So she gave me an idea, and I actually seen a pop-up at her studio, so I could see how it went. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna plan and go from there. And me planning, that's created my first pop-up. With the help of my friends, I came up with Cooking with Boy Boy. Like we were talking before, Boy Boy was my family nickname. I have an uncle named Javon T, and my name is Javon. Mm-hmm. So just to identify me, my family just called me Boy Boy, and I was a boy. I was a boy.
Right.
So yeah, that's how I got back into culinary. And actually, I was doing pop-ups and working my job simultaneously, and it was hard because people don't know like the work that it goes into like being a chef and doing pop-ups and catering and all this hard work. I'm talking about planning, prepping, shopping, loading up, mm-hmm. then going to the place and setting up, and then selling food, cooking food, then breaking down and going back. And it's a lot of work. Mm-hmm. It was a lot of work. I was doing that together for about 2 years. and doing pop-ups on Instagram. Crazy thing, Instagram, how it works nowadays. I actually got my first job as a head chef at a restaurant up in Williamsburg. So it definitely put me on.
Nice. So are you still at that restaurant now?
No, sir. No, sir. I actually, me and that restaurant parted ways in the end of 2019, right before COVID hit.
Okay.
So in 2020, that was my first year like being a full entrepreneur. My wife had actually transitioned into a full entrepreneur the year before. So 2020 COVID hit, full-time entrepreneur, and boy.
But yeah, I think that's everybody complains, but I think that's the good thing about COVID. It made a lot of people step out of their comfort zone.
Most definitely.
It forced you to.
Most definitely.
It made me start doing this. You know, I was at home. I had YouTube and Amazon, and this is what came out of it.
I'm about to say, talking about YouTube, like I studied so much with YouTube, like just studying grilling. I'm actually a certified life coach too. Okay. So I found out from my call center job, like I grew into like loving people. I really have a passion for helping people. And I knew that coaching was a strong suit that I had. Mm-hmm. So I actually pursued it over COVID. And this last summer, I did a course to become a certified life coach. So that's why we still want to help people. Like, even though we're cooking, like I still want to find ways to help people. The same thing, my wife, she loves helping people. She does business coaching. Mm-hmm. I'm a certified life coach. So work hand in hand.
Did you have any butterflies or any trepidation about stepping out on your own? And when you did COVID already start, or did you step out after COVID had started? Like did you plan? Because a lot of people plan to do stuff before COVID started.
Right. So I actually parted ways with the job about a month before we ever heard anything about COVID. Okay. So I left the job in December 21st, 2019, and I'm full-time. Did my first pop-up, the best pop-up I ever had. Like, sales were crazy. The line was crazy. I had a line on the whole shopping center. So it was like, boom, we doing great. We booming. End of that month, COVID, huh? What's that? That can't be serious.
Right.
That ain't serious. Then another month after that. Another month of that. Okay, we got to shut down. It's worse than the flu. What y'all talking about? I'm out here booming. No, it's not how I'm supposed to go. Because like you said, I planned.
Right.
I planned to like really take advantage of the pop-up scene. So definitely, especially when COVID hit, and like this is my full-time gig, and I'm used to job security and used to having a consistent check. Mm-hmm. Like, yeah, that was definitely a rough time for me. And like, I beat myself up more than anything else. And I over criticized myself about the whole COVID situation. But I had to learn not to be so hard on myself with that situation, because when I plan something, I want it to work out to a T. But I know with life, you always got to come back and replan. So the other answer, your other part of that question, I very much was questionable about it. And I still have those moments now to where I'm questioning about it, and COVID is still going on. And me and my wife was having a conversation like, yo, do I need to get a job? Because we were used to those big catering contracts. Like, I used to do prom events, big weddings, 250 people weddings. With COVID, you can't go over a certain number. So we're not getting that steady cash flow. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's always those questions, but I would never change it. Yeah. I would never change it because, like you said, it made me come back and just like revamp myself, like rebuild myself, remodel myself, and definitely build my relationship better with God. Most definitely. So, and I'm still growing. I'm still learning everything from this. So I wouldn't change anything about it. Good. Not at all.
Good. So I had to sample your wares. Because I like to be a person that if I talk about something, I like to know about what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. I came over your house, picked up my food, got in the car, it was smelling so good. I didn't realize that in my excitement to get the food, when I jumped out the car, money popped out my pocket. I dropped not one, but two $20 bills
Right.
on your driveway.
Right.
Like I was Sonic the Hedgehog. And then think about it, because the food had me so mesmerized. You know how like on the cartoons and it's Bugs Bunny and he start cooking something and he just start floating through the air. Yeah, I floated all the way through my car, man.
All the way home.
Oh man. And then so I had to come back because I realized I dropped the money. So then I came back to get the money. So then that made it even worse because I had to be in the car even longer.
Right.
With them lamb chops was hitting, bro.
Appreciate it, man.
It was made just right.
Yeah. That's like one of our big popular sellers as of late too. The lamb chops and the stuffed salmon. I'm definitely got to get you back with the stuffed salmon Alfredo, but the lamb chops and the stuffed salmon Alfredo have definitely been our big sellers lately.
All right, so I'm gonna tell you what I've been, and my daddy said you shouldn't be lusting over nothing.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you what you got me lusting over.
What's that?
That seafood grilled cheese sandwich.
Oh yes, sir.
I need you, man. Next time you do it, you ain't even got call. Just make it, and I'm gonna come get it.
Okay. Man, that was another, because our seafood mac and cheese, people love it. Like, and I try to make sure I do different. Like, I'm just a little secret. Like when I make my cheese sauce, I add a dry white wine to that cheese sauce just to add some additional flavor. But I do more than that. But I wanted to give people some flavor. Now, seafood is big in the Hampton Roads and Virginia in general. So I definitely wanted to do that. But I actually was a guest speaker at a grilled cheese competition in Chesapeake about 2 years ago. And they wanted me to demonstrate a grilled cheese. So I was like, okay, I'll just do my seafood mac and make that to the grilled cheese. And I actually got video, and one of my best friends, good friends, he works with me with the pop-ups too. He was there helping me. And I let him taste it. He was like, boy, you better stop playing with me.
See, that's really how you got your name. Boy.
Yeah, that's so he was like, you need to do this at a pop-up. I was like, okay, whatever. But I just play with this my first time doing it at a pop-up was my last pop-up. My first time ever at a pop-up. And people love it.
Please tell the people what's in it so they can get hungry.
So I do a lobster base with lump crab meat, shrimp. I use like 4 or 5 different cheeses. I use mozzarella, either smoked Gouda or smoked cheddar, Colby Jack. And when I make the toast, I put a slice of provolone and a slice of Swiss cheese up there just to make it creamy and cheesy. Yes, sir.
You didn't even get to the seafood. That's just the cheeses.
Yeah, but like I said, it's a lobster. It's a lobster base. It's lump crab meat. You got to use lump crab meat and shrimp. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, sexual chocolate. So what is your personal favorite thing to make on your menu?
People ask me that all the time. Like, what's your go-to dish? I honestly can't say that I have a personal favorite on the menu, because I want to do so much more than just what's on the menu. There's so much things that we want to bring. Like I said, so many different Trinidadian recipes that my wife has introduced me to that we still want to bring those to the menu. Like I want to be well-rounded.
Okay.
But if I was able to do like one thing all the time, it would have to be something grilled.
Okay.
Like I love the grill. Like this Friday, it's supposed to be like 74 degrees outside, and I'm already planning. I just cleaned my backyard for the grill. Having some friends over Friday, got to get on the grill. All
right, so now we gotta get controversial.
Gas
or charcoal?
Is that a question? Charcoal, man. I don't like gas. I don't like pellet grills. It's always charcoal.
Yeah,
only charcoal.
Yeah, I've grown up with charcoal on my matchlight, and then my dad would go find an old random piece of wood. And throw it in there. And I would take, having to light the grill for 30 minutes and then to get right. And I'll take that over flipping the gas any day.
Right. So going back to YouTube University, when COVID hit, like I said, I was just watching a bunch of YouTube videos. My wife got me for my 30th birthday. She got me a 26-inch Weber grill.
Weber is my favorite.
Yeah, my favorite too. But I actually got a chimney, the charcoal chimney.
Yes.
I got a charcoal chimney, and I got the fire starters. I love them. I don't use gas or what is it? The fire starter fluid, the liquid fluid. I don't use that anymore. Just all chimney, fire starter. That's it.
So I need a bigger Weber because I've been trying to make the beer can chicken.
I did one of those.
My dome wasn't big enough.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's what I'm waiting on. Maybe this summer I might have to go ahead and get that.
Definitely.
My last Weber, I cooked on it so much, the bottom of it collapsed out of it. Mm-hmm. But with that said, I cooked on that grill for good 10 years, maybe.
Yeah, they last, man. Yeah. Especially if you take care of them. Like don't get me, I got my moments where I don't cover my grill, but I just put my cover on my grill, just trying to make sure that I clean it out, it doesn't rust. I take all the ashes out, just take care of it. But like you said, they're gonna last at least 10 years.
Yeah,
at least.
See, your grill is doing way better than mine. Mine's out in the backyard. Rain, sleet, hurricane. It's out there.
But you got 10 years off that. That's the crazy part.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Knocked the trees didn't hit it and everything.
Right.
That thing cooked. And then once you get it seasoned, you really don't when you get that smoke flavor just in there, it doesn't take anything.
Right.
It'll make everything taste good.
Right. Yeah,
so,
but
what's your favorite thing to cook on the grill? Because I've been recently branching out, and my new thing on the grill is seafood.
I ain't mad at seafood. My new thing. So me and my pops, I got my pops onto smoking years ago, like 2012. He started like smoking. So we have our competitions, and last summer we did a brisket. Ooh. So the brisket was probably it's the most challenging thing to grill.
I did my first brisket last summer.
Yeah. How'd it come out?
It came out pretty good. All right. So I did cheat. Someone gave me a propane smoker.
Okay.
But it did the thing. So to get me started, that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But I come from my great grandfather had his own barbecue restaurant.
Oh, okay.
And he was in St. Louis, so they have their own little style of barbecue. And he was a smoker. He used to take old refrigerators and gut them and make smokers out of them. And that way, you can do a whole turkey and 4 or 5 chickens and the whole size of pigs and everything in his smoker. So I have a very seasoned taste when it comes to, like, I just can't have just anybody barbecue. So my challenge to you is one of the things I haven't been able to find since I've been here are good beef barbecue ribs.
You know what? I plan on doing that this summer. I've been studying, just like looking up different ways. And one of my biggest techniques one of my favorite techniques, should I say, is the indirect heat. So sear them off over the charcoal, then move them to the left from over the charcoal and just let it do its thing. 2-3 hours, let it smoke. Let it get that indirect heat until it shrivels up on that bone. And so definitely, I got you this summer.
I disappointed my mom about 20 years ago. I stopped eating pork. So she was like, how can you do that? You was raised on the pig, And then my grandfather, they cooked, when they say they cooked pork from the rooty to the tooty, they did tails, feet.
Right, I bet.
One of his best sellers was pork snouts.
Hey, that's different.
Yeah.
Is your family from St. Louis?
Yeah, well, through Mississippi, but yeah, St. Louis.
Oh yeah, so y'all, that's that good old country eating. That people don't know, the Midwest, they got some good soul food too, and barbecue.
Yeah, and them pork snouts would be like not quite like pork rinds because they was meaty. They still had kind of meat on them, but they were fried hard and just dipped in barbecue sauce. and people used to kill them.
I stopped eating pork when I was 13, so it's been about 17 years now.
But it's hard because everybody thinks when you do barbecue, you gotta have pork.
Nah, man. Like right now, I'm a pescatarian, so like you said, seafood is my thing. Grilling salmon, lobster, shrimp. Oh, this is my thing. So, like for instance, for Friday, all my friends, what we do is we all bring something to the table.
Mm-hmm.
I'll probably bring some salmon. I had a friend bringing some turkey wings. Got another friend bringing some sausage, hamburgers, hot dogs. Depending on how fancy we get, we'll probably get some ribs and some sides.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a very diverse menu. Of course, chicken too. Like for instance, like all right, so talk about grilling. I think when it comes to grilled food, especially chicken,
mm-hmm.
you have to grill chicken thighs.
Yeah,
I feel like thighs are the best.
I didn't like chicken thighs coming up. Didn't like them because a lot of times it was like, I'm a church kid, so you always have fried chicken after church, and they always trying to give the kids them little fried thighs, right? And they all extra greasy and stuff. I didn't like it. So I really got into Caribbean food when I went to college, and my favorite is jerk chicken.
Okay,
and I used to order it white meat, and they used to always look at me all crazy and stand back like, white meat? I was like, yeah, that's what I want. I want white meat. So one day the lady at the restaurant was like, look, you're not getting it right. I was like, but I don't like thighs and dark meat. I mean, I did like drumsticks. I'll tear a drumstick up because as a kid, that's meat on a handle that, I could do that, right? So she was like, no, you're not getting it right. You're not getting all the flavor. It's not right. I was like, but I don't like it. She was like, here, I'm going to give you one. And if you don't like it, then you can have it. I ain't going to charge you for it. So needless to say, $8.99 later, I never looked back. But it's got to be like jerk or grilled. Or,
there was a debate on Twitter not too long ago that was like, we're going to end this for all. Is it the thigh or is it the breast? And I was like, when it comes to fried, breast all day.
Right.
I don't like that slimy fried thigh. Nah, I don't want that. But when it comes to grilled, boy, you can never go wrong with a grilled thigh. And like, I was like 13 or 14 when I first like experienced this. And my aunt's best friend had a cookout, and they just did like barbecue chicken. And when I tell you, those thighs was just falling off the bone tender, like effortless to eat. Like there's no like you bite it, all the meat coming off the bone. I'm like, I had a stomach ache by the time I got done eating because I ate so much. My mom was like, boy, what's wrong with you? Man, I couldn't help myself, but that was my first time experiencing that. Was like, because I always, like you said, I hate dark meat, like especially fried. So
I had to trick the kids though. I tricked them. I got boneless thighs and put them on the grill, cooked them. Then right before they got cooked, brushed them with the barbecue sauce. And then cut them up into like little grilled nuggets. Killed them.
Yeah, and they ain't know.
And then later on, I had to be like, you just ate some thighs, right?
Right. Yeah, man. Yeah, thighs, where's that?
So what's your most exotic protein that you'll eat?
Okay. Ooh, okay. So when I went to New Orleans for our honeymoon, I had gator.
Oh, I'd heard about it.
And I absolutely love gator. Like I had it on tacos, I had it jerked. I had it fried. Yeah, gator's my thing. But I was talking to my friends too. I would try anything once. I'll try anything once. So I'll try insect.
Right.
Like right now, I want to try octopus.
Octopus is good.
Yeah. I want to
it has to be cooked right though, but octopus is good.
Right. I had deer, I had bear. I want to travel and just try like different, like there's no limit. I'll try it one time. I have to try it at least one time.
My rules, I'm getting a lot more open with what I will try. But my rules used to be, if it had its own Disney movie, I couldn't eat it. Or if it looked like what it looked like when it was alive, I can't like today. I can't do fish with heads on it. If it's looking at me,
Really?
I can't. We need some privacy. I can't do that.
You know, they say fish eyes is like one of the best things. Fish eyes and fish cheeks.
I would never find out.
So what's your limits? Like,
Um,
what's the most you went?
I'm opening up. Confession, lamb. I first ate lamb maybe 2 years ago.
Okay.
I was looking for trying to get in shape, and I was looking for a beef replacement. So I wasn't always eating beef all the time. So lamb is good. My mama had to trick me into eating deer,
Okay.
but it was the whole Bambi thing. I didn't want to eat Bambi, but she chopped it. She ground it up like ground beef, put in spaghetti. Oh, Bambi out. So
I had it in a burger, and that thing was fire. That's how my pops got me.
I think I want to try. What is it? The bison.
Bison's good.
I heard bison burgers are banging, and they're really juicy.
They're lean, but they're good.
Yeah, so
yeah,
I'm opening it like as long as it doesn't look like what it used to look like when it was alive.
So you'll never try fried frog legs?
Maybe.
Okay.
It depends on how much tequila is involved.
That's one thing I want to try like soon too.
I'm not gonna say no, but I'm not gonna have nobody place no money on that. But as I'm getting older, I'm more open to trying new things. Like I'm not even gonna lie, it was maybe 2 or 3 years ago where I started not getting my steaks well done. Yeah. So, and it depends. So if it's a place that I'm not too sure about, I want it medium.
Okay.
But if it's a real steak place, like a Roof Chris or it's my other favorite. Because I don't like, I'm at the point right now, I don't like chain restaurants.
Good, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't like Ruby Tuesdays or Outback can get a pass. Their steaks aren't that bad. Texas Roadhouse, I think, is my favorite.
My wife and my daughter love that place.
Yeah, and I always wanted to eat at, but they closed it up. I think it was called Aberdeen.
Aberdeen Barn.
Aberdeen yeah.
It's open.
It is okay.
Yeah, off Northampton, and from their display they have like really good steaks. Like they have prime tomahawk steak. They have really good cuts of steak. So.
I heard they were really good. So a place like that, I might even get it medium rare.
Good, okay.
But yeah, I can't do well done anymore. But I found out I can't do rare either. It's too chewy. Okay. I chew too much. But
I would say if you get a prime cut steak, try it rare. Okay. Because more than likely you had a choice cut steak.
Okay. But
if you get prime, try it rare. It's not gonna be that chewy. But I try to tell my friends this all the time. I have a friend who would not eat a steak that's other than well done. That's all he want. Mm-hmm. He wanted to be burnt. Everything he wants, fried hard. It got to be burnt. Like, bro, ain't no flavor in that. Mm-hmm. You eating like a kid at this point. Like, come on, get some flavor.
So I think with me, it happened by accident. I ordered it medium well, but I think all she heard was the medium. So when she brought it to me, I didn't know. I just started eating it, and I was like, "This is juicy." It was a ribeye, so this is juicy. And I didn't get to the middle part. And I got to the middle part, it was a little pink, but I was like, well, "I'm still going because this thing is right."
It's mostly mental. It's mostly mental, especially when we see that pink, or we think immediately this blood is raw. Like, what you doing, man? What you doing to me? But nah, that's not what it is, man. And so, I'm glad that you.
One of my favorite things, being a black person, is going to a steakhouse, ordering a steak, seeing the look on their face. First of all, when I say I want it medium, and then when they come back and they're like, "So you want steak sauce?" Nah, I want no steak sauce. What you trying to say? What you trying to say?
Right,
Black
right.
people need A1 and ketchup. What you trying to say?
I was about to say the same thing. I don't need no A1 and ketchup.
If you made the steak right,
ketchup.
I don't need nothing.
You don't need nothing, and that's the philosophy. Like my mentor / cooking teacher, she said that all the time, and she loves steak. So like, if you have a good steak, you need no type of sauce. You need nothing. If I see you put something on that steak, you're disrespecting that chef.
Right. And I had to learn that. But
chefs take stuff like that personally. Like, because our sense of enjoyment is like, for instance, we did a wedding Saturday, and while we were serving, we just looked up. Everybody's head just going eating.
Right, it get quiet.
That was right. That made my heart fill up. Like, man, they love it here. Okay, good.
Yeah, man. So those are some things that I'm learning, trying to up my personal game with.
Good.
So, being you're the chef, what you cook tonight?
My wife cooked. She made the salmon Alfredo.
Nice.
We're supposed to crazy. This is like a week ago. We're supposed to have salmon Alfredo and they were supposed to have lamb chops. I forgot to take the lamb chops out the freezer though, so my bad, babe. They just had salmon Alfredo.
Nice.
I told my friend this yesterday. We was having lamb chops and salmon Alfredo tonight for dinner. He was like, "Do y'all eat like this every day?" I'm like, "Nah, bro. Trust me, we got our pizza nights. We got our nights we good. Got our nights that it's every man for themselves. Everybody got to find their own food."
So are your kids following your footsteps?
Nah, and I wouldn't want them to. My son, so he's not like my blood son, but he's my son. He's 13. He's 13, and he actually is into computers right now.
Okay.
Over the weekend, he built his first PC.
Nice.
And I had the opportunity to help him, so that was a good thing to see, like how excited he was. And like he was in a STEM program in school, so it's like technology is his thing right now. Okay. Is he going to stay on that route? Because he actually plays like the saxophone.
All right.
So
he my little twin. He my twin. I like this.
You play the sax?
I played sax in high school and a little bit in college.
Good. Okay. Yeah. His father played the trumpet, and he was actually I think he was Mr. Spartan in the band in Norfolk State.
I see. Behold, I was in the band. Yeah. I played tuba in the band.
Gotcha. Yeah. So we just want to see where he wants to go, but I would never like push cooking, like push this route on him, because I want him to like be his own individual, like follow what you love. But don't get me wrong, when we have pop-ups, he's in that kitchen cooking,
right?
Because I'm trying to teach him how to like make money and things like that. So he gets paid working pop-ups. He's in the kitchen cooking, but that's not his passion. His passion is like computers, gaming, stuff like that. He's trying to find his way.
Understandable. All right, so I'm gonna let you get ready and go because you didn't make me hungry. Now I gotta see what I got in my refrigerator. Tell all the people.
What you having for dinner,
man? To be honest with you, I have T-Mobile, and they do T-Mobile Tuesdays where they give you coupons and different free things, and you got to use it before next Tuesday. So I got to use it tonight, and I have $5 coupons for all of us to eat at Boston Market.
Okay.
And I haven't had Boston Market in years, so
I was about to say, yeah, I haven't. My wife loves that, but I can't do it.
When I was single before I got married and had a family, Boston Market was all that.
Gotcha.
Because that was a quick way you can get like Sunday dinner type food.
Right, a home cooked meal.
Right. So I haven't had them in years, so I'm a little excited to see if they still the same or not. See how that go. It ain't no boy, but it'll do. We won't starve.
Right.
And being I got 4 lines with T-Mobile, that's $20. To me and 2 kids, we're going to find something out of there.
Yeah, you can't beat that.
So that's what we're doing tonight, and I got editing and stuff to do. So,
man, kudos to you, because like I said, I do a podcast too with my friends. It's called Unks Politicking. And we definitely might have you on. I got to talk to you about that, having you on, just getting your insight, because we try to make it like for Black men, talking to young Black men our age, just about like different topics and things like that. So definitely got to get you through there.
I'll be honored. I'll definitely be there. Just tell me when.
Cool.
So tell the people how they can find you, how they can get in touch with you. Give them your social media, your websites. They won't regret it.
Definitely. So you can follow me on Instagram at cookinwithboiboi.llc. You can follow my wife on Instagram at Kitchen Therapist. You can follow our catering business up there on Instagram. It's called Callier Catering, and that's Callier Catering. So Callier Catering. If you ever want to check out my link, check out my website, our menu, you can go to my Instagram and go to my bio, click that link, and it'll take you to our website where you can see our menus. We do catering, we do private dinners. We actually just introduced something for the communities to where we're trying to partner with churches, realtors, all type of people to where we can get them home cooked meals and family meals. Mm-hmm. With COVID going on, we introduced a COVID program to where we can do family meals, and we'll drop it off to your family member's house and leave it on their porch in a bag, and they can come to the front door and pick it up. So yeah, we're just trying to go out there as many views as we can.
I appreciate your time tonight, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, This has been Javon Callier, aka Cooking with Boy Boy, and we are out.
Appreciate you, Sean.
Appreciate you, sir.